I'm Marshall, and I'm the old bloke in the shed. One of many, I would think. I've got a video coming up after this for you, and I hope you enjoy it. This here is the starter safety switch off the David Browne. What it does is it stops it starting unless it's in neutral. I can't find the new one, but I think the Massey Ferguson one's the same. So we're going to try and repair this one. I couldn't get a connection, so I've decided to destroy it really. Even pushing the pin up with the ball against the terminals, it's not giving me a connection, so we'll see if we can get the rest out here. So what happens is that spring, reason that's got stuck. There's a bit of crud in there. Right, so you have the ball on the bottom and then that spring sits on top of it. And when you're in a gear, it must be, gets pushed up and it disconnects the circuit so you can't start the track. And anyway, one position, no connection, so that must be in a gear. When it's in neutral, it drops down and make the connection so you can start the tractor. So I don't know if I'll be able to make something to go in here, maybe nylon. I'll have a think about it. So that's what's inside the 8 Lucas switch, but it wasn't working anyway, so for some reason these terminals weren't connecting to that centre. And coming up with an idea of re-manufacturing it somehow, but a couple of problems. When it's in neutral, it's right down, and then when you put it in gear, it lifts it, but only lifts it about 1 to 2 millimeters. But because it's using a live, it's got to be insulated. I have this nylon that we could make fit in here. I was thinking maybe is make like a nylon plunger here, so it's when it lifts it's lifting a bit of nylon, not a bit of metal. And drill and tap 2 screws across. So when it comes up, we'd obviously need metal on top of the plunger. It makes the contact across. The GoPro might die, so we'll turn that down to fit in here to start with. $31mm. Nylon doesn't break the chip. has to go in here fairly tight. 31.1. About a millimetre to come off. Think that'll go in there? Explains that. Right. A little bit more, I think. I think that might actually go because there's a couple of barbs on this. Still got them. We can. So what we need to do now is create a hole bigger than that in the middle. And 13 mil should do it. Got a 13 mil hole in it. This is the little plunger in the middle of the switch. See what's going to fit in here. Nope. This will be a bit bigger than that. Let's see. Moving, that'll work. I'll need to do something with this, it's too big. It's got to fit into that tub. I'll take it down a bit. Not tight enough. Keeps letting go. Might just have to take little cuts. $47. been trying to make this switch, so a couple of problems. When this is the pin I made, but it's nylon, so when it contacts, it doesn't get the power onto the body. So if I put a wee washer, put that washer on there, and then this is going in here, hopefully. This is a basic drawing of all the parts. Some of them you'll see later on because I haven't done them yet, but it's just to let you see what's inside it. Right, so I've now got a piston which should, yeah, you see it moving, look. I've put in a much more powerful spring. You see that right? If you watch the centre, that's me pushing the ball bearing in and out. It only moves 1mm roughly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill and tap that M5 and put a set screw in, and that way I can screw it in and out to come in the right place to make the connections when we come in from the side. But that's I'll probably tape that or something. It seems to be tight enough. Anyway, that's all I'm doing today. That's only taken me about 4 hours, you know, usual. I've put a 5mm screw in the middle there, and if you watch, you should see it, that's in neutral, should come up. That's hard to see maybe. I can see it, I think. Oh no, it's moving now. There we go. Neutral, down, in gear, up. Neutral, down, in gear, up. Oh goody. Now we've got to figure out how to make that work. Right. Is that upside down? No, that's down. That's up. That's down. Yeah. Comes up in gear, drops down in neutral. So I figure out terminals so that when it's in neutral, it makes a connection. I don't think that'll be too much of a problem actually, because that 5mm screw in there, that's quite long, so we can put it to any length. It's threaded, so you can move up and down to suit. There seem to be shims under this thing, so you must be able to shim it, but I'll put it right down at the moment just to get it to work. So I'll wait and figure out how I'm going to make that not contact in the up position. We needed it was all the way around. David Browwn for you. I've done a bit more with this safety switch. So we're in gear now. That's us in neutral and we've got continuity. The biggest problem is when it goes in gear it actually lifts it. It doesn't put it down like you would think, but this is David Browwn, so anything's possible. Back in the neutral, and you've got your continuity again. I may have to do something with this, make it slightly bigger or something. I've got the switch connected up, so it's in neutral, so it should turn over. Right. It's not in neutral, so it shouldn't turn over. No. Ignition switch is dead. So that seems to be working. I've done it in a way, if there's a problem, I can just swap a wire beside the starter. Fairly easy. That's the safety switch working. So back in neutral. Good stuff. I just need to get a power to temperature gauge now. I'm doing a bit of work on this top link for the David Browne and the forklift. It's 20mm one end and 30mm the other, but somebody's put a bush in here and taken it down, so we're going to drill the bush out. Or at least the drill out. Okay, I'll have to do it manually. Try that again. Whatever they put in's not very hard, it's just like mild steel. That's a 26mm drill. Just letting it go at its own speed. It's a little bit stuck. Turn it with this. There we go. this steps, what's our problem? Right. Must be nearly through. Sped it up to 750 RPM. That's it right through. Just got to get the draw to come out now. There is the sleeve. I don't know what he used for that, but it wasn't very hard material. That's good. I can get a big pin in one end and a little pin in the other end now. Perfect for a David Browne. I have also, I've cut a bit off that end. I've cut a bit off that end and I've cut a bit off this end so they can go further in. It's not length's my problem, it's getting it squat enough's my problem. So now, with that out, now that we can put a big pin in there, that helps us. So I'll get it back on the tractor and on the forklift. That's it in place. We've got the 20mm there and the 30mm there, which works out better for the forklift here. And this is just for the forklift, so I don't use it for anything else. I've got a longer one if I need it. So this has worked out fine because I've got a bit of adjustment to shrink it now. I never actually noticed that pin was in there before. I did it for donkey's years too.